Wednesday is an American supernatural mystery comedy 3 television series based on the character Wednesday Addams by Charles Addams. Created by Alfred Gough and Miles Millar, it stars Jenna Ortega as the titular character, with Luis Guzmán and Catherine Zeta-Jones portraying her parents in the series. 4 out of the 8 episodes of the first season were directed by Tim Burton, who also was executive producer. The first season revolves around Wednesday Addams, who attempts to solve a murder mystery at her new school. 4. Burton was previously approached to direct the 1991 film The Addams Family and was later involved in a cancelled stop-motion animated film featuring the Addams family. In October 2020, he was reported to be helming a television series, which was later given a series order by Netflix. Ortega was cast in part to represent the character's Latina heritage. Christina Ricci, who had played Wednesday in the 1991 film and its 1993 sequel Addams Family Values, was asked by Burton to join the series in a supporting role. Wednesday premiered on November 16, 2022, and was released on Netflix on November 23 to positive reviews from critics. Ortega's performance received critical acclaim. 5. It became Netflix's most watched English-language series. It received 3 Golden Globe nominations, 1 for Best Television Series, Musical or Comedy and 2 for Best Actress, Television Series Musical or Comedy for Ortega. It also won 4 Primetime Emmy Awards, while receiving nominations for Outstanding Comedy Series and Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series for Ortega. In January 2023, the series was renewed for a second season, which premiered on August 6, 2025, the second half was released on September 3. In July 2025, the series was renewed for a third season. Premise: Wednesday Addams is expelled from her school after dumping live piranhas into the school's pool in retaliation for the boys' water polo team bullying her brother Pugsley. Consequently, her parents Gomez and Morticia Addams transfer her to their high school alma mater Nevermore Academy, a private school that was established for outcasts and monsters, in the town of Jericho, Vermont. Wednesday's cold, emotionless personality and her defiant nature make it difficult for her to connect with her schoolmates and cause her to run afoul of the school's principal, Larissa Weems. However, she discovers she has inherited her mother's psychic abilities, which allow her to solve a local murder mystery. In the second season, Wednesday returns to Nevermore and, while developing her psychic abilities, must face a new tormentor and prevent her roommate's death. In addition, Pugsley enrolls at Nevermore as Weems' successor. Barry Dort wants Morticia to take on a fundraising role while he looks after his own interests. Cast and characters. Main article, list of Wednesday characters. Jenna Ortega and Luis Guzmán, who portray Wednesday and Gomez Addams in the series, at the 2022 New York Comic Con. Jenna Ortega as Wednesday Addams, a teenager who possesses psychic abilities. Ortega also portrays Goody Addams, Season 1, Wednesday's deceased ancestor from the 1600s, who appears in her Vision 6. Karina Varadai, Season 1, and Emily Ring, Season 2, portray a young Wednesday Addams 7/8. Gwendoline Christie as Larissa Weems, Season 1, recurring Season 2, the shape-shifting principal of Nevermore Academy and a former student who was Morticia's roommate. During the second season, Weems returns as Wednesday's spirit guide because they are 13th cousins twice removed. Oliver Wickham portrays a young Larissa Weems. Riki Lindhome as Dr. Valerie Kinbot, Season 1, Wednesday's Nevermore appointed therapist from the town of Jericho. Jamie McShane as Donovan Galpin, Season 1, recurring Season 2, the Sheriff of Jericho. Ben Wilson portrays a young Donovan Galpin. Hunter Doohan as Tyler Galpin, a local coffee shop barista and Sheriff Galpin's son, who is later revealed to be a Hyde. Percy Hynes White as Xavier Thorpe, Season 1, a psychic student at Nevermore who experiences visions during his dreams and can make art come to life. Emma Myers as Enid Sinclair, Wednesday's werewolf roommate at Nevermore. Joy Sunday as Bianca Barkley, a siren queen bee at Nevermore and Xavier's ex-girlfriend. Georgie Farmer as Ajax Petropoulos, a Gorgon student at Nevermore who has a romantic interest in Enid. Naomi J. Ogawa as Yoko Tanaka, Season 1, a vampire student at Nevermore. Christina Ricci as Marilyn Thornhill/Laurel Gates, Season 1, guest Season 2. The botany teacher at Nevermore and dorm mother of Wednesday and Enid. Ricci previously portrayed Wednesday Addams in The Addams Family and Addams Family Values. Moosa Mostafa as Eugene Ottinger, a student at Nevermore with the ability to control bees and later other types of arthropods. Steve Buscemi as Barry Dort, Season 2, the pyrokinetic successor of Principal Weems at Nevermore Academy. Isaac Ortonez as Pugsley Addams, Season 2, guest Season 1, Wednesday's younger brother. In the second season, he begins to develop the ability to generate static electricity similar to his uncle. Owen Painter as Isaac Knight/Slurb, Season 2, the reanimated corpse of a former student at Nevermore with mad scientist proclivities. Billy Piper as Isadora Capri, Season 2, a former child prodigy and werewolf music teacher at Nevermore. Luyanda Anati Luis Niawo as Richie Santiago, Season 2, recurring Season 1, a deputy of Sheriff Galpin. In the second season, she is the new sheriff of Jericho following Galpin's resignation. Victor Dorobantu as Thing, Season 2, recurring Season 1, a sentient disembodied hand who is sent to watch over Wednesday at Nevermore. Noah B. Taylor as Bruno Yazone, Season 2, a werewolf student at Nevermore. Evie Templeton as Agnes DeMille, Season 2, Wednesday's obsessed fan and a student at Nevermore with the ability to turn invisible. Luis Guzmán as Gomez Addams, Season 2, guest Season 1, Wednesday's lawyer father and Morticia's passionate husband. Lucius Hoyos portrays a young Gomez Addams. Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia Addams, née Frump, Season 2, guest Season 1, Wednesday's mother, who attended Nevermore Academy with her husband when she was younger and is a psychic similar to her daughter. Gwen Jones portrays a young Morticia Frump. Eva Green as Ophelia Frump, Season 3, Morticia's younger sister. 9 episodes. Season episodes originally released. 1. 8 November 23, 2022. 2. 8 August 6, 2025. 4 September 3, 2025. Season 1, 2022. No. Overall no in. Season title directed by written by original release date. 1 Wednesday's Child is Full of Woe Tim Burton Alfred Gough and Miles Millar November 23, 2022. Wednesday Addams, a high school student, finds her brother Pugsley tied up in a locker. She sees a psychic vision of his bullies, whom she then attempts to kill, resulting in her getting expelled. Her parents, Morticia and Gomez, decide to enroll her in Nevermore Academy, their alma mater and a school for outcasts in Jericho, Vermont. Meanwhile, a hiker is killed by an unknown creature near Nevermore. Wednesday's parents release Thing, a sentient disembodied hand, to watch over her. She meets her roommate Enid, her complete opposite and a werewolf who has never completely transformed, and duels with popular girl Bianca, after Bianca bullies a boy named Rowan. Later, Wednesday is nearly killed by a falling gargoyle but is saved by Bianca's ex-boyfriend Xavier. After escaping her court-ordered therapy session, Wednesday meets Tyler, a normie barista, who agrees to help her escape from Nevermore. However, she is apprehended by Principal Larissa Weems and taken back to the school. Later, Tyler and Wednesday meet at the local carnival, and Wednesday has a vision of Rowan's death. Rowan attempts to kill her, but is murdered by a monster, which saves Wednesday's life. 2 Woe is the Loneliest Number Tim Burton Alfred Gough and Miles Millar November 23, 2022. Wednesday convinces a skeptical Sheriff Galpin that the perpetrator of the murders is a monster. Suddenly, Rowan reappears unharmed. Wednesday doubts her sanity and decides to investigate the murders herself. She roams the campus inquiring about Rowan and is told that he has been expelled. Meanwhile, Principal Weems grows worried about Wednesday's visions and keeps close tabs on her. Wednesday confronts a defensive Rowan as he leaves the school and sends Thing to follow him. Thing loses him, and Rowan is revealed to be Principal Weems, who has shape-shifted into him. Wednesday has visions of a book belonging to an old students' society. In her search for the book, she overhears Bianca planning to rig the upcoming student tournament. Wednesday joins Enid to defeat Bianca and win the tournament. Later, Wednesday discovers a hidden library within the school, where she is captured by members of the elite students' society, the Nightshades. 3 Friend or Woe Tim Burton Kayla Alpert November 23, 2022. Wednesday finds herself tied up and surrounded by members of the Nightshades, including Bianca and Xavier. Wednesday frees herself and leaves the library, taking one of the books with her. Principal Weems orders Wednesday to accompany the high school band to an upcoming town ceremony run by Mayor Noble Walker. A drawing in the purloined book leads her to an exhibition at a local fair, where she notices the painting of a girl she had seen in her visions. In the forest, Wednesday envisions the girl believed to be an ancestor of hers escaping the execution of the town's outcasts at the hands of its founder, Joseph Crackstone. Wednesday is ambushed by the monster, which she discovers, by its footprints, to transform into a human. Back in town, Wednesday disrupts the ceremony by having Thing destroy a commemorative statue of Joseph Crackstone and is scolded by Principal Weems. While investigating a crime scene in the forest, police find a camera that captured photographs of the monster. 4 Whoa What a Night Tim Burton Kayla Alpert November 23, 2022. Wednesday and Thing break into the coroner's office to copy the files of the monster's victims. In trying to identify a pattern, she finds that each victim has had body parts surgically removed. Wednesday becomes suspicious of Xavier and follows him into his art studio, where she discovers several drawings of the monster, which lead her to the monster's cave. There, she retrieves one of its claws and gives it to Sheriff Galpin for DNA matching. Wednesday and Tyler attend a school dance together. Meanwhile, classmate Eugene, who is privy to Wednesday's investigative work, witnesses a cloaked figure blow up the monster's cave. The dance is interrupted by Mayor Walker's son, Lucas, who triggers the building's fire sprinklers to spray fake blood in revenge for Wednesday's disruption of the town ceremony. Wednesday senses that Eugene is in danger and heads into the forest, only to find him gravely injured by the monster. 5 You Reap What You Woe Ganja Montero April Blair November 23, 2022. 32 years earlier, Gomez Addams had been arrested at Nevermore on suspicion of killing Garrett Gates, a descendant of Joseph Crackstone. In present time, the Addamses visit Wednesday on Parents' Weekend at Nevermore. A family therapy session is cut short when Wednesday confronts her parents about the suspected murder. Meanwhile, Sheriff Galpin learns that the coroner committed suicide after admitting to fabricating Gates's autopsy report. Galpin concludes that Gomez is guilty and arrests him. In prison, Gomez reveals to Wednesday that he was covering for Morticia, who accidentally killed Garrett. Wednesday and Morticia dig up Garrett's grave to find that he had been lethally poisoned before Morticia stabbed him but are caught by police and arrested. Later, they confront Mayor Walker, who reveals that Garrett intended to poison the entire school due to his father's hatred of outcasts. Mayor Walker agrees to release Gomez after admitting to covering up Garrett's motive. Back at Nevermore, Principal Weems reluctantly admits to covering up Rowan's death by means of shape-shifting in an effort to evade controversy at the school. 6 Quid Pro Quo Ganja Montero April Blair November 23, 2022. Wednesday attempts to summon Goody Addams, an ancestor and fellow psychic who killed Crackstone. During a surprise birthday party, Wednesday has a vision of Goody, who instructs her to seek out the Gates mansion. There, she witnesses Mayor Walker leaving the building and sneaks into his car. After arriving back in town, Mayor Walker is hit by a car and severely injured. Principal Weems locks down the school and forbids Wednesday to leave campus. With Tyler and Enid's help, she escapes and returns to the Gates mansion. There they find evidence that Laurel Gates, Garrett's younger sister, long believed to be dead, might still be alive. They find the severed body parts of the monster's victims in a cellar but are forced to flee after being ambushed by the monster. Wednesday leads Gough into the cellar, only to find it empty. Wednesday convinces Principal Weems not to expel her so she can further pursue her investigation. At the hospital, an unknown figure kills Mayor Walker. 7-7 If you don't know me by now. James Marshall, Alfred Gough and Miles Millar and Matt Lambert. November 23, 2022. At Mayor Walker's funeral, Wednesday notices a lurking figure and chases it into the forest. The figure is revealed to be Uncle Fester, who explains to Wednesday that the monster she has been investigating is a Hyde. Together, they retrieve a diary from the Nightshade's library, which reveals that a Hyde must always have a master. Later, they track and follow Xavier, whom they witness meeting in the forest with Dr. Kinbot, Wednesday's therapist. After returning from an interrupted date with Tyler, Wednesday finds her dorm room vandalized, the diary stolen, and Thing gravely injured. Research into Laurel Gates reveals that she is both alive and the master of the Hyde. Wednesday initially suspects Dr. Kinbot, but Dr. Kinbot is killed by the Hyde. Police arrive to arrest Xavier, whom Wednesday believes to be the Hyde. Wednesday meets with Tyler and kisses him but suddenly has a vision of him being the Hyde and runs off. 8-8 A Murder of Woes. James Marshall, Alfred Gough and Miles Millar. November 23, 2022. Wednesday and her classmates kidnap Tyler to try to make him confess, but Wednesday is arrested and expelled from Nevermore. Tyler secretly admits to Wednesday that he is the Hyde. Wednesday and Principal Weems visit Eugene at the hospital, where he has come out of his coma. His description of the figure he saw at the monster's cave matches Miss Thornhill, a teacher at Nevermore. Wednesday and Principal Weems, disguised as Tyler, get Thornhill to confess that she is Laurel Gates and manipulated Tyler into killing the victims to resurrect Joseph Crackstone and wipe out all outcasts. Laurel kills Principal Weems and knocks Wednesday out. Using Wednesday's blood and the stolen body parts, Laurel resurrects Crackstone, who stabs Wednesday and leaves her to die, but Goody appears and heals her. Rushing to help Wednesday, Enid finally transforms into a werewolf and defeats Tyler in his Hyde form. With Bianca's help, Wednesday kills Crackstone, and Eugene defeats Laurel with the aid of his bees. Xavier is released from jail, Tyler is detained, and Wednesday departs Nevermore Academy, which is closing for the remainder of the semester. Season 2, 2025. No. Overall no in. Season title directed by written by original release date. Part 1. 9-1 Here We Woe Again. Tim Burton, Alfred Gough and Miles Millar. August 6, 2025. Wednesday returns to Nevermore with Pugsley, who starts his first day, and discovers she is a celebrity. New principal Barry Dort offers her the honor student position at a start-of-year bonfire. In her dorm, she realizes she has a stalker. Principal Dort persuades Morticia to lead a fundraising committee. After private investigator Carl Bradbury is killed by a murder of crows, former Sheriff Galpin asks Wednesday for help solving the case, but she refuses due to his actions the previous year. Principal Dort pressures Bianca to use her siren skills to raise money for the school. Xavier sends Wednesday a painting, which shows a crow with a blind eye. Wednesday's stalker steals her manuscript. After retrieving her manuscript from the midst of the bonfire, Wednesday publicly rejects all praise for saving the school and storms off. After hearing about a former student with a clockwork heart, who died as a result of his dangerous inventions, Pugsley accidentally revives the student as a zombie. Enid chases after Wednesday, but Wednesday collapses and goes into a seizure after seeing a vision of Enid's tombstone in a crow-infested graveyard. 10-2 The Devil You Woe Paco Cabezas. Matt Lambert. August 6, 2025. Wednesday finds Galpin killed by crows in his home, and her psychic powers fail. During Nevermore's prank day, Wednesday finds one of Galpin's eyes placed in her and Enid's dorm room. Pugsley reveals Slurp, the zombie he has chained up and is keeping as a pet, to Eugene, but it eventually escapes. Wednesday goes to Willow Hill Psychiatric Hospital, where Tyler is confined. After meeting with Tyler's psychiatrist, Dr. Rachel Fairburn, Wednesday tells Tyler about his father's death. Enid and her werewolf crush Bruno are kidnapped, and Wednesday solves a series of riddles to free them. Agnes DeMille, a student with invisibility powers, reveals herself as the stalker behind the riddles but denies involvement in Galpin's murder. Bianca tries to persuade Morticia to ask her estranged mother for a donation, but Morticia declines. After Bianca finds that Principal Dort's pendant protects him from the effects of her siren powers, he compels her to use them on Morticia. Thing reveals to Wednesday that Morticia took Goody Adams's book. 11-3 Call of the Woe Paco Cabezas Valentina Garza August 6, 2025. Wednesday gets into Galpin's phone and learns about the bullpen, a hunting cabin they used as a rendezvous. Wednesday decides to attend Nevermore's first camping trip to investigate, but her parents also come along as chaperones. Pugsley brings along Slurp so that he is not left unattended. A double booking leads Nevermore to compete with the Phoenix Cadets for use of the campsite, and Nevermore wins the Capture the Flag challenge. At the bullpen, Wednesday discovers years of news clips on the deaths of outcast Willow Hill patients and the name Lois painted on a wall. In a bid to regain Goody's book, Wednesday challenges Morticia to a blind duel, where if Wednesday wins, she gets the book, and if Morticia wins, she can burn the book. They duel, and Morticia defeats Wednesday. When the Phoenix Cadets attempt to raid the campsite, they accidentally release Slurp, who kills their scoutmaster in the process. After Wednesday stops Slurp, he is transferred to Willow Hill, where Laurel Gates is also a new patient. 12-4 If These Woes Could Talk Tim Burton Lauren Otero August 6, 2025. Wednesday discovers that Willow Hill death certificates were signed by Augusta Stonehurst, now a patient there. Uncle Fester infiltrates Willow Hill to learn about Lois. Grandmama Hester Frump arrives and offers to donate to Nevermore if Goody's book is returned, but Morticia burns it. Uncle Fester's attempt to uncover the truth is thwarted, leading to his imprisonment alongside Slurp, but Wednesday rescues him as Slurp escapes. Wednesday and Uncle Fester discover that Lois, long-term outcast integration study, is a secret program to transfer outcasts' powers into normies, and the supposedly deceased Willow Hill patients are still held captive, including an unidentified woman. Judy Spanigal, Dr. Fairburn's assistant and Stonehurst's daughter, reveals her experiments to become an avian, able to control birds. After Uncle Fester releases the Lois detainees, Slurp kills Dr. Fairburn and Stonehurst, furthering his regeneration and enabling him to speak. Laurel frees Tyler, but Tyler, in his hide form, kills her. As Wednesday helps the mysterious woman escape, Tyler throws Wednesday out of a window and escapes, leaving Wednesday severely injured. Part 2. 13-5 Hide and Woe Seek Angela Robinson Erica Vasquez and Sienna Butterfield September 3, 2025. Wednesday, in a coma, discovers that Larissa Weems is her new spirit guide due to being Wednesday's 13th cousin twice removed. After awakening, Wednesday is threatened by Judy, and a disguised Tyler threatens Wednesday and Enid. While Nevermore is celebrating the Outcast Day of Remembrance, Wednesday learns how to control a hide from music professor Isadora Capri. Wednesday then meets with Enid and the Nightshades, and tells them her plan to control Tyler. Later that night, Pugsley and Gomez locate Slurp, but Pugsley lets Slurp go when the police arrive. Gomez recognizes Slurp as the supposedly long-deceased student Isaac Knight. On the same night, Tyler breaks into Nevermore and follows Enid. He is cornered by her and the Nightshades and transforms into his hide form. Wednesday attempts to control Tyler, but she is attacked by another hide. Morticia intervenes, and the second hide, who turns out to be Tyler's mother Françoise, the mysterious woman Wednesday had rescued, leaves with Tyler. Judy is confronted by Isaac and killed. Enid suddenly turns into a werewolf despite there not being a full moon. 14/6 Woe Thyself Angela Robinson Alfred Gough and Miles Millar and Kayla Alpert September 3, 2025. Tyler and Francoise reunite with Isaac, who is Francoise's brother. Isaac tells Francoise he can remove her hide and save her. Wednesday attempts to regain her psychic abilities by using a charm from the gravestone of former Nevermore professor Rosalind Rotewood, but is interrupted by Enid. Both of them lose consciousness and wake up in their dorm room, having switched bodies. They each struggle to adjust to each other's personalities. To cure Francoise, Isaac removes the power supply he invented from the mechanism that keeps alive Professor Orloff, a disembodied head, then eats his brain. An invisible Agnes sees him doing this, follows the family to Willow Hill, and warns Enid and Wednesday, before being caught by Tyler. As Isaac prepares to cure Francoise, Wednesday and Enid arrive and free Agnes, who sabotages the machinery. Tyler attempts to attack them but is stopped by Wednesday as Enid's wolf self. Everyone escapes as the machine explodes. Wednesday and Enid return to Rotewood's grave where they reveal what they learned about each other, allowing them to return to their own bodies. Weems ominously tells Wednesday that she prevented Enid's death, but it is now an Addams who will die. 15/7 Woe Me the Money Tim Burton teleplay by Matt Lambert and James Madejski. Story by James Madejski September 3, 2025. In 2008, pyrokinetic Barry Dort enlists failed actor Arnold Hunt to act as leader of the morning song cult, where Bianca and her mother Gabrielle had been held. In the present, Principal Dort uses Bianca's siren abilities to make Grandmama Frump promise all her money to Nevermore. Elsewhere, Isaac treats Francoise with blood transfusions from Tyler. When Ajax, worried about Bianca, tells Wednesday about Principal Dort's crimes, Wednesday plans to expose Dort. Meanwhile, Dort incinerates Bianca's stepfather Arnold Hunt in front of her. At the gala masquerade ball, Enid and Agnes perform a dance, during which Agnes, while invisible, steals Principal Dort's anti-siren pendant. After Ajax rescues Gabrielle, Bianca uses her truth spell to compel Dort to confess his crimes, but he seizes Bianca as a hostage. Ajax uses his Gorgon powers to turn Dort to stone, enabling Bianca to escape before a chandelier, whose rope had been burned by his powers, falls on Dort, shattering his stone body and killing him. Wednesday blackmails Grandmama Frump into donating a worthy sum to Nevermore before she discovers Isaac has kidnapped Pugsley. 16/8 This means Woe Tim Burton Alfred Gough and Miles Millar and James Madejski September 3, 2025. Wednesday learns that Isaac's original effort to cure Francoise required the electrical powers Gomez formerly possessed, and he now plans to use Pugsley in turn. Wednesday confronts Isaac, who reveals that thing is actually his hand, which he forcibly reattaches before burying Wednesday alive. Enid risks permanently becoming an alpha werewolf to dig Wednesday up before fleeing the scene. At Yago Tower, Francoise has Isaac forcibly restrain Tyler to cure him in her place. When Wednesday frees him, Tyler, in his hide form, attacks Isaac, forcing Francoise to transform to fight Tyler before falling to her death. The lab explodes, but everyone survives, preventing Wednesday's premonition. Before Isaac can kill Wednesday, Thing breaks free from his control and rips out his mechanical heart, killing him for good. In the aftermath, Nevermore shuts down early once again. Capri invites a grieving Tyler to join a secret pack of hides. Tyler accepts. Wednesday, Uncle Fester, and Thing head north to find Enid. Wednesday has a vision of her deranged maternal aunt Ophelia, who is being held captive by Grandmama Frump. Grandmama Frump finds Ophelia in her cell writing in blood, "Wednesday must die." Production. Development. During pre-production on The Addams Family, 1991, Tim Burton was approached to direct, but ended up passing on it due to scheduling conflicts with Batman, 1989, and Batman Returns, 1992, resulting in Barry Sonnenfeld taking the job. 10:11 In March 2010, it was announced that Illumination Entertainment had acquired the underlying rights to the Addams Family drawings. 12 The film was planned to be a stop-motion animated film based on Charles Addams's original drawings. Burton was set to co-write, co-produce, and possibly direct the film. 13 In July 2013, it was reported that the film was cancelled. 14 Which, according to Burton, was due to the studio favoring a computer-animated approach over the stop-motion technique. 15. Showrunners Miles Millar and Alfred Gough started developing story ideas in 2019. They subsequently acquired the rights to the intellectual property before writing a television pilot script, which they sent to Burton. 16 To their surprise, Burton immediately became interested upon receiving the script. 17 Commenting about his decision to join the project, Burton stated that he could relate to the titular character's worldview and that the script spoke to me about how I felt in school and how you feel about your parents, how you feel as a person. It gave the Addams family a different kind of reality. It was an interesting combination. 15 Feeling creatively drained after Dumbo, 2019, Burton considered retiring from the industry, being left to his own feelings and things during the COVID-19 pandemic, but the offer to make Wednesday reconnected his love to filmmaking and served him as a health camp. 18 Millar stated that it was very important to the creative team not to emulate the prior films and 1964 television series. 17 Millar and Gough decided to make the juxtaposition of outcasts and normies, as well as criticism of colonial Americans, major themes in the series. 19. In October 2020, Wednesday was initially announced as an unnamed Addams Family project being helmed by Burton. The show's production would be handled by MGM Television, with Burton as director. Gough and Millar would serve as showrunners, while Gough, Millar, and Burton would also be executive producers alongside Gail Berman, John Glickman and Andrew Mittman. 20 In February 2021, Netflix gave the production a series order consisting of 8 episodes. 21 In August 2021, Kayla Alfred was added as an executive producer and 1.21, T and Charles Addams Foundation and Glickmania were also producing the series. 22 Deemed his first real foray into television, Burton directed 4 out of the 8 episodes. 17 With Gonja Montero and James Marshall directing the remaining episodes. 23 Burton brought on regular collaborator Colleen Atwood as costume designer. 17. On possible future seasons, Gough and Millar commented in an interview with Variety, "When we sit down to create a show, it's looking at multiple seasons, ideally. That's never expected, but that's the anticipation that hopefully the show is successful." They further stated that they had a pretty clear runway of how future seasons could unfold. 24 In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Gough and Millar stated that the second season would expand upon the friendship between Wednesday Addams and Enid Sinclair while also evolving Wednesday's relationship with her mother, Morticia. 25 Ortega stated that the season would lean into the horror aspect while ditching any romantic love interest for Wednesday. 26 Preparations for a second season commenced in December 2022, following Amazon's acquisition of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. 27 In January 2023, the series was renewed for a second season. 28 With Ortega now also serving as producer. 29 In July 2025, the series was renewed for a third season. 30. A spin-off series centered around Uncle Fester has been in early development on Netflix as of December 2023. 31 As of August 2025, the creators were not treating it as a priority as they were focused instead on production of seasons 2 and 3 of Wednesday. 32 Season 3 is reported to be planned for as early as mid to late 2027, the reported stated. If production for Wednesday Season 3 begins in early 2026, fans can expect new episodes to premiere on Netflix around mid to late 2027. Wednesday Season 3 will likely also follow a multi-part release schedule. 33. Casting: Christina Ricci, Jenna Ortega. Christina Ricci, left, appears in the series as a nod to her previous portrayal of the titular character, this time played by Jenna Ortega, right? 34. The creative team sought a Latina to play the role of Wednesday Addams to align with character Gomez Addams's heritage, an aspect of the character that was already worked into the series script. 35. In May 2021, Jenna Ortega, who is of Mexican and Puerto Rican descent, 35, was cast in the role. 36. Millar stated that, upon their first Zoom call together, the creative team knew that nobody else on this planet was better suited to portray the character. 37. Ortega said that she was initially hesitant about joining the project due to her past work in teen-oriented Disney Channel shows. 38. And her plans to prioritize film over television work, but decided to join in after meeting Burton through Zoom. 39. In the beginning of August of that year, Luis Guzmán was cast to guest star as Gomez Addams. 22. And Catherine Zeta-Jones was cast as Morticia Addams in an undisclosed capacity. 40. Later that month, Thora Birch, Riki Lindhome, Jamie McShane, Hunter Doohan, Georgie Farmer, Moosa Mostafa, Emma Myers, Naomi J. Ogawa, Joy Sunday, and Percy Hynes White were announced to be cast as series regulars. 41. Myers initially auditioned for the titular role before she was cast as Wednesday's roommate Enid Sinclair. 42. In September, Gwendoline Christie and Victor Dorobantu were added to the cast in starring roles, while Isaac Ordonez, George Bursey, Tommy Earl Jenkins, Iman Marson, William Houston, Luyanda Anadi, Louis Niawo, Oliver Watson, Callum Ross and Jonna Diaz Watson were cast in recurring roles. 43. In December 2021, Birch left the series, leaving the status of her character, dorm mother Tamara Novak, unclear. 44. In March 2022, it was announced that Christina Ricci, who played Wednesday Addams in the film The Addams Family and its sequel Addams Family Values, 1993, was cast as a series regular, replacing Birch in a similar role. 45. Commenting on her casting, Ricci stated, "I was really flattered to be asked and to be asked by Tim Burton, 34, with whom she had previously collaborated on Sleepy Hollow, 1999. 46. Ricci was almost unable to accept the role due to possible scheduling conflicts with Showtime series Yellow Jackets. 35. In October, a trailer revealed Fred Armisen to be portraying Uncle Fester, and Ricci's role was confirmed as Marilyn Thornhill. 47. In April 2024, Steve Buscemi joined the cast of the second season as the new principal of Nevermore Academy. 48. After previously working with Ortega in Clara and the Sun and with Burton in Big Fish, 2003, 49, alongside Thandaiwi Newton in an undisclosed role. 50. In May, the cast for the season was announced, with Buscemi playing Barry Dort, Billy Piper as Isadora Capri, Joanna Lumley as Grandmama, Newton as Dr. Rachel Fairburn, alongside Evie Templeton, Owen Painter, Noah B. Taylor, Christopher Lloyd, Francis O'Connor, Haley Joel Osment, Heather Matarazzo, and Juna Suotomo in undisclosed roles, while Zeta-Jones, Guzmán, Ordonez and Louis Niawo were promoted to the main cast. 51. In addition, it was announced that Hynes White would not return as Xavier for the second season, due to anonymous sexual assault allegations against the actor which surfaced on Twitter in January 2023. 52. In November, Lady Gaga was cast in an undisclosed role, later revealed to be the portrayal of Rosalind Rotewood in the second part of Season 2. 54. In November 2025, Eva Green joined the cast as a series regular, playing Ophelia Frump, Morticia's sister, for the third season. 9. Filming. The entrance to Cantacuzino Castle as of April 2023 has been marketed as the shooting location of Nevermore Academy. Principal photography for the first season took place between September 2021 and March 2022 in the southern Carpathian town of Bustini, Romania. 55-56 filming locations included Cantacuzino Castle, serving as the setting for the fictional Nevermore Academy, Politehnica University of Bucharest, Sina railway station, the Bucharest Botanical Garden, Montearu House, and the historic Olga Greceanu Mansion in Dambovita County, standing in for the Gates Mansion. 57 exterior shots of Cantacuzino Castle were supplemented with computer-generated imagery. 58 other settings, including the entire town of Jericho, were constructed at Buftia Studios. 57-59 production designer Mark Scruton based his set design primarily on Charles Addams's original cartoons and drew inspiration from Burton-directed films such as Beetlejuice, 1988, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, 2005. 60. Ortega called her work on the series very stressful and confusing and the most overwhelming job I've ever had due to the production's fast-tracked shooting schedule. 39-61 To prepare for her role, Ortega learned to play cello and took canoeing, fencing, archery and German lessons. 37 According to actress Joy Sunday, the canoeing lessons were especially strenuous, involving the entire cast and some dozen stuntmen racing each other for an hour daily, with days starting as early as 5:30 a.m. 62 Ortega avoided talking to Ricci about playing the character during filming to achieve her own unique rendition of the role. 63 She choreographed her dance to the Cramps Goo Goo Muck herself, taking inspiration from Susie Sue, Bob Fosse, and goth dance club footage from the 1980s. 64-65 Ortega sought to make Wednesday's characterization consistent, down to changing lines that she felt were unfitting of the character and with more depth. She stated, "You can't lead a story and have no emotional arc because then it's boring and nobody likes you." 66-39. Scenes featuring Thing, played by Romanian magician Victor Dorobantu, were achieved using a mixture of practical and special effects. Dorobantu wore a blue chroma key bodysuit that would be edited out in post-production, leaving only his hand exposed. To create the illusion of a severed hand, a prosthetic stump was applied to Dorobantu's hand. 67. The second season began filming in May 2024 in Ireland. 51-68-69 Ortega's schedule for the show was discussed with the filmmakers of the Scream franchise prior to the 2023 SAG-AFTRA strike, and it was reported that Ortega departed the upcoming Scream 7, 2026, due to scheduling conflicts with Wednesday. 70 Ortega denied this report in April 2025, claiming she instead left because of the departures of Melissa Barrera, Matt Bettinelli-Olpin, and Tyler Gillette from that project. 71 By August 2024, they had completed 4 episodes. 72 Filming wrapped by early December 2024. 73 According to Tourism Ireland, some of the locations used to shoot the new series include Charleville Castle in Co Offaly, Dean's Grange Cemetery in Co Dublin and Ashford Studios in Co Wicklow. 74 The third season was reportedly scheduled to begin filming on November 30, 2025 in Ireland. 75 However, some outlets reported that it would not begin filming until the first quarter of 2026. 76. Music. In December 2021, it was reported that longtime Burton collaborator Danny Elfman joined the series to compose the original theme 77 and co-compose its score with Chris Bacon. 23 The score features a selection of the series' original score composed by Elfman and Bacon as well as several pop songs, including cello renditions of Painted Black 78 by the Rolling Stones, Nothing Else Matters by Metallica, covered by Apocalyptica 79, and Physical by Dua Lipa. 80-81 The final music featured Sweet Dreams Are Made of This, original by Eurythmics, arranged by John Reid and performed by the Hampton Rock String Quartet. The score also incorporates a number of classical works, including the Four Seasons by Antonio Vivaldi, Edward Elgar's Cello Concerto, The Carnival of the Animals by Camille Saint-Saëns, Nocien No. 1 by Eric Satie and Flight of the Bumblebee by Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov. 82. Led by 2 singles. 83 Wednesday's 48-track soundtrack was released by Lakeshore Records on November 23, 2022. 80, and a 4-track extended play featuring covers of classical and pop songs was released on November 30. 82 In his review of the series, Tony Sokol of Den of Geek called the score a major character, not only thematically, but as an emotional delivery system, making the chills creepier, the jokes funnier and the tingles tangible. 84 Linda Kotka of Gizmodo called the cello segments memorable and the score occasionally magnificent. 85 Writing for IGN, Amelia Emberwing described the combination of Elfman's score with Burton's material as going together like peanut butter and jelly, and the score overall as a stunner. 86. The second season continued to use a large number of popular hits mixed with classical compositions in the soundtrack. 87 The soundtrack includes My Favorite Things by the Lennon Sisters, Un Mundo Raro by Chavla Vargas, Tropical Island by Barry Lipman Singers, Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer, Aye by Mamamoo, Prokofiev's Romeo and Juliet Op. 64, Act 1, Dance of the Nights, No Time to Cry by the Sisters of Mercy, Nevermore Alma Mater by Pitch Slaps, and Dancing in the Dark by Bruce Springsteen. 87 Ortega was portrayed as performing Dance of the Nights on cello for an episode of Season 2. 88 Lady Gaga released a new song for the second part of Season 2, titled The Dead Dance, in September 2025, which was featured in the 7th episode. 89. Release. A first teaser trailer for Wednesday was released on August 17, 2022 90, followed by a full trailer on October 9 91 and the unveiling of the series opening sequence on November 8. 92 Wednesday premiered on November 16, 2022, at Hollywood Legion Theater in Los Angeles. 93-94 Its 8 episodes were released on Netflix on November 23, 2022. 95 In December 2022, Netflix released a promotional video to its Twitter account depicting Thing, a sentient disembodied hand appearing in the series, roaming the streets of New York City and capturing the reactions of passers-by. 96 The first season was released on Blu-ray and DVD by Warner Brothers. Home Entertainment, via Studio Distribution Services joint venture unit, in March 2024. 97. In April 2025, a trailer for the second season was released. 98 The second season was set to be released in 2 parts. The first part, consisting of 4 episodes, premiered on August 6, 2025, while the second part, also consisting of 4 episodes, premiered on September 3, 2025. 99. Reception. Audience viewership. According to data from users of TV time collected by Whip Media, Wednesday had the second most pre-release followers of any Netflix original series on the platform, behind only The Witcher 100. It ultimately debuted at number 1 on Netflix in 83 countries. 101 The series holds the record of most hours viewed in a week for an English-language Netflix series, with a total 341 million hours watched in its first week of release, amounting to more than 50 million households, and passing prior record holder Stranger Things 4's 335 million hours. 102 Nielsen Media Research reported a combined watch time of 6 billion minutes within its first week of release, making it the second biggest streaming week ever recorded by the firm. 103. Variety, citing U.S. viewing time data from research firm Plum Research, reported that Netflix originals reached their highest monthly share of viewing in November 2022, about 60%, following the release of Wednesday. 104. 3 weeks after its release, it became the second most watched English-language Netflix series in the history of the platform, reaching an estimated 150 million households and totaling 1 billion viewing hours by December 2022. 105 Jacob Stallworthy of The Independent called the series' popularity unprecedented and suggested that it could jumpstart development of several other spin-off television series. 106 International response to the series has been strong, with Column magazine reporting that a separate record has already been set by the kickoff of the second Wednesday season. In 91 countries, the series sits at the top of the local charts for English-language series, including Germany and the United States. This has never before been achieved by any English-language Netflix series. 107. Critical response. Critical response of Wednesday season. Rotten Tomatoes Metacritic 173%, 105 reviews, 108.66, 26 reviews, 109. 287%, 92 reviews, 110.66, 31 reviews, 111. Season 1. For the first season, the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes reported a 73% approval rating, based on 105 reviews. The website's critics' consensus reads, Wednesday isn't exactly full of woe for viewers, but without Jenna Ortega in the lead, this Addams Family adjacent series might as well be another CW drama. 108. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned a score of 66 out of 100 based on 26 critics, indicating generally favorable. 109. Ed Power of the Daily Telegraph gave Wednesday 4 out of 5 stars and called it an addictively rococo romp that unfolds like a cross between Euphoria and Hotel Transylvania. 112. John Anderson of the Wall Street Journal commended Ortega's charismatic performance and called the series often delightful, despite its deliberate darkness. 113. In his B review for the Detroit News, Tom Long deemed the series visually appealing and described Ortega's deadpan as just as elastic as it needed to be and her performance overall as consistently pushing outside the caricature enough to keep things lively. 114. Writing for RogerEbert.com, Christina Escobar similarly praised Ortega's deadpan humor and commended the series' satisfactory ending. 115. While finding that the series would not be what real fans of Charles Addams and his characters are looking for, Mike Hale of the New York Times called the series tolerable despite satisfying only on the level of formulaic teenage romance and mystery and compared it to the Harry Potter franchise. 116. Commenting on its tone, Jesse Hassanger of The Wrap described the 4 episodes directed by Burton as feeling more like Veronica Mars than Sleepy Hollow. 117. Nick Hilton of The Independent gave the series 2 out of 5 stars and criticized the series' tone as relentlessly quippy Gen Z and its performances as more two-dimensional than the New Yorker comic strip in which the characters first appeared. 118. Season 2. For the second season, Rotten Tomatoes gave an 87% approval rating, based on 92 reviews. The website's critics' consensus states, Wednesday's second season smartly opens up to include more of the whole Addams clan, backing up Jenna Ortega's lovably heartless teenager with a nookier and spookier ensemble. 110. On Metacritic, it has a weighted average score of 65 out of 100 based on 29 critics, indicating generally favorable reviews. 111. Lily Lookborough of the Washington Post said Wednesday's second season is tonally darker than its predecessors, and that sometimes feels like a drag on the show, especially when it veers away from the silly high school antics, such as the notorious dance sequence in season 1. The spin-off suffers from some of the same conceptual instability that plagued the original films, but the latter, being comedies, managed their contradictions with hand-wavy humor. 119. The episode Woe Thyself was particularly well received, with many calling it the standout of the season while praising the performances from Ortega and Myers. 120, 121, 122, 123, 124. Alex Zalvin of IGN deemed it the best episode of the series, period, and the only episode that manages to properly balance supernatural shenanigans and the overall plot while elevating the central relationship of the show to the forefront and actually giving Wednesday and Enid clear arcs where they learn things about themselves and each other. You know, a properly structured episode of television. 125. Queerbaiting allegations. Wednesday has been repeatedly accused of queerbaiting. 126, 127, 128, 129. Many fans have interpreted Wednesday's close friendship and moments of emotional intimacy with Enid Sinclair as suggestive of a romantic subtext. This popular ship has been dubbed Wenclair. The show's writers have stated that the show is about the friendship between Wednesday and Enid, and there are no plans for a romantic relationship between the two characters. Jenna Marie Ortega, born September 27, 2002, is an American actress. Known for her work in horror, Ortega has been dubbed Gen Z's Scream Queen by media publications. She has also been featured on the Power 100 list from The Hollywood Reporter in 2023 and the Forbes 30 Under 30 list in 2024. Ortega began acting professionally at age 9 and received recognition for her role as a younger version of Jane in the CW comedy drama series Jane the Virgin, 2014 to 2019. She then played a leading role as Harley Diaz in the Disney Channel series Stuck in the Middle, 2016 to 2018, for which she won an Imagen Award. She expanded into more mature projects afterwards, playing Ellie Alves in the thriller series You, 2019, and co-starring in the horror comedy film The Babysitter, Killer Queen, 2020, both for Netflix. She received praise for her performance as a traumatized high school student in the drama film The Fallout, 2021. Ortega rose to wider prominence as a Scream Queen after co-starring in the successful slasher films Scream, 2022, X, 2022, and Scream 6, 2023. She gained international recognition and critical plaudits for her portrayal of Wednesday Addams in the Netflix horror comedy series Wednesday, 2022, present, for which she received nominations at the Golden Globe, Primetime Emmy, and Screen Actors Guild Awards. She has since starred in the blockbuster fantasy film Beetlejuice, 2024, and the ill-received thriller film Hurry Up Tomorrow, 2025. Aside from acting, Ortega has been noted for her goth glam style in addition to supporting various charitable causes. Early life. Jenna Marie Ortega, the fourth of 6 siblings, was born on September 27, 2002 in Rancho Mirage, California. For her father, Edward Ortega V, a former sheriff who works at a California district attorney's office, is of Mexican descent, and her mother, Natalie Ortega V, an emergency room nurse, is of Mexican and Puerto Rican descent. 627 Ortega's maternal great-grandmother was an undocumented immigrant from Sinaloa, Mexico 8, and her maternal grandfather relocated from Puerto Rico to the Bronx, New York, before moving to the western United States. 9 Ortega grew up in La Quinta, California 2, and has described her childhood self as loud and extroverted. 10. Ortega wanted to act from the age of 6 after watching Dakota Fanning in the 2004 thriller film Man on Fire. 11 Ortega was unable to understand how a young child could perform in a way that could scare her so much. She analyzed the film several times and decided she wanted to be the Puerto Rican version of Fanning. 12 Ortega later said that acting served as an escape from the pressure she placed on herself due to being a very existential and worrisome child. 13 She begged her mother for 3 years to let her pursue that career path. 14 Her mother attempted to distract her with activities including soccer and schoolwork. 26 Soccer almost convinced Ortega to quit pursuing acting. 15 Ortega's mother bought her a monologue book when she was 9 and posted a video of her performing online. A casting director saw it and signed her to an agency. 26 Ortega's mother began driving her to Los Angeles as often as 5 days per week for auditions, a journey that could take 6 hours round trip. 6 She struggled to land roles, because few parts existed for Latinas and she didn't look a certain way. Such rejection challenged her self-esteem. 16 She considered dyeing her hair blonde in an attempt to book more roles. 17-18 For the first year, with no connections in the film industry, Ortega only auditioned for TV commercials. She managed to secure parts in 12 national campaigns, including 3 for McDonald's. 19-20 During the school week, she would act in Los Angeles for a few days and subsequently return home to attend school. 6 She attended public school 21 including Amelia Earhart Elementary School and John Glenn Middle School. 22 She stopped attending public school during 8th grade to act in Disney productions and got an apartment in Los Angeles after booking a role in Stuck in the Middle, 2016 to 2018. 223 During that time, Ortega acted in Los Angeles during the work week and returned home on weekends. 22 Ortega has said that her early teenage years were full of tension and fear due to being terrified of making mistakes while working. 13. Career. 2012 to 2017, early acting roles and Disney. Ortega made her acting debut in the sitcom Rob, 2012, and later made a guest appearance in the CSI, New York episode Unspoken. 224 In 2013, she made her film debut in an uncredited role as the vice president's daughter in the superhero film Iron Man 3. 25 In the same year, Ortega appeared in the horror film Insidious, Chapter 2 as a part of the supporting cast. 26 From 2014 to 2019, Ortega had a recurring role on the CW comedy television series Jane the Virgin as a younger version of Jane Villanueva, who is portrayed by Gina Rodriguez as an adult. 27 Declan Gallagher of Entertainment Weekly commended Ortega's performance, writing that she avoided the trappings of a typical child actor. 27 She also starred in the direct-to-video comedy film The Little Rascals Save the Day, 2014, and the Netflix sitcom Richie Rich, 2015. 28-29 Ortega appeared in the comedy drama film Afterwards, 2015, as Anna Chapa, the daughter of a male escort. 30-31 The Los Angeles Times praised her as adorable, 32 whereas the Arizona Republic found her horribly cloying. 33. From 2016 to 2018 34 Ortega led the Disney Channel sitcom Stuck in the Middle as Harley Diaz, an aspiring inventor who is the middle child of the 7 siblings. 35 Ortega drew inspiration from her own family and relationships with her siblings. She felt her experience starring on the show was akin to reality television. 23 Common Sense Media praised Ortega's performance, saying she commands this role, pleading her case as a long-suffering middle kid while finding the humor in the many calamities that befall her efforts to shine. 36 Ortega garnered 3 Imagen Award nominations for Best Young Actor, Television, including a win in 2018. 37 38 39 She also voiced Princess Isabel in Elena and the Secret of Avalor, 2016, and Elena of Avalor, 2016 to 2020. 40-41. 2018 to 2021, transition to mature roles. Ortega speaking in a video message. Ortega in 2020. In 2018, Ortega starred in the film Saving Flora in the lead role of Dawn, a circus owner's daughter. 42-43 After Stuck in the Middle ended, she aimed to act in more mature projects but found people assumed Disney roles were all you can do, or all you were meant for. 2 She considered quitting acting several times, saying that she was too old for the young roles and too young for the older roles. 20 In 2018, she was cast as Ellie Alves in the second season of the Netflix thriller series U2, which was released on December 26, 2019. 44-45 Like the show's first season, the second season received positive reviews. 46 The Hollywood Reporter's Robin Barr noted Ortega as a standout performer. 47 Ortega was slated to return for the third and fourth seasons but was unable to do so due to scheduling conflicts. 2048. Ortega played Phoebe, the love interest of Judah Lewis's character, in Netflix's horror film The Babysitter, Killer Queen 49, which was released in September 2020 to negative critical reviews. 50 She also voiced a travel vlogger named Brooklyn in the Netflix animated show Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, 2020 to 2022. 51 In 2021, she made her writing debut with the book It's All Love, Reflections for Your Heart and Soul, which contains a series of quotes and statements regarding faith and love. 52-53 She starred in the Netflix comedy movie Yes Day, 2021, portraying a stubborn teenager who wants more independence from her parents. 54-55 It was released in March 2021 to mixed reviews. 56 IndieWire lauded Ortega as very capable, 57 and the Associated Press referred to her as an impressively poised young actor. 58. Ortega had a leading role in the high school drama film The Fallout, starring as a student who is navigating her emotional trauma after a school shooting. 59. To prepare for the role, she looked at photographs and watched videos and interviews about school shootings. Processing such events afterward kind of came naturally. She also participated in the March for Our Lives movement, which led demonstrations in support of U.S. gun control legislation. 21. The Fallout premiered at South by Southwest on March 17, 2021, and was released on HBO Max on January 27, 2022. 60. The film received a positive response from critics. 61. And Ortega's acting was applauded. 62. Richard Roper of the Chicago Sun-Times described her performance as grounded and deeply moving. 63. While the Hollywood Reporter wrote that her beautifully nuanced turn understands the nothing to look at here facade and the chinks in the armor. 64. 2022, present, mainstream breakthrough. In the slasher film Scream, 2022, the fifth film in the Scream franchise, Ortega played Tara Carpenter 6566, on which she stated, "I don't even think there are words in the English language to correctly express how happy, excited and nervous I am for this journey." 67. Directors Matt Bettinelli Olpin and Tyler Gillette cast Ortega because of her ability to play both horror and comic tones, and for the sound of her scream. She felt nervous about joining a well-known franchise, wanting to respect its legacy while avoiding derivation. 6. She said that working on the film taught her the importance of cast chemistry to the natural flow of the production process. 68. Scream was a critical and commercial success. 69. Becoming the 28th highest grossing film of 2022. 70. According to the AV Club, Ortega demonstrated incredible resilience and resolve in her role. 71. She also won the MTV Movie Award for Most Frightened Performance. 72. Ortega later appeared in the Foo Fighters-led horror film Studio 666, 2022. 73. Reviewers said she was underused. 74. She then starred in the slasher film X, 2022, which was directed and written by T.I. West. 76. Who said Ortega was fearless in her commitment. 77. Ortega signed onto the project because of its script, calling it the most outrageous thing I've ever read. 78. And the opportunity to work with West. 79. X became Ortega's best reviewed film on review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes. 80. The Australian dubbed her and co-star Mia Goth scene stealers. 81. The comedy horror American Carnage was Ortega's final film release of 2022. 80. The AV Club said she was continuing her streak as the new it girl of horror with a stubborn punk persona that masks her care for other people. 82. While IGN lauded her no shits given shell. 83. Ortega, wearing a black jacket, smiling towards her left. Ortega promoting Wednesday in 2022. In May 2021, Ortega was cast as Wednesday Addams in the Netflix comedy horror series Wednesday, 2022, 84, which she called a new chapter in her career. 85. She auditioned through a Zoom call with director Tim Burton, during which she read a 4-page monologue. 86. The casting team felt her portrayal offered the character the necessary empathy. 2. She was initially hesitant to accept the part because she wanted to focus on film acting and feared working on another television series would prevent her from booking the roles she wanted. 87. To prepare for the role, Ortega underwent the most physical transformation I've ever done, cutting her hair and dyeing it black, as well as altering her mannerisms, style of speaking, and facial expressions. 88. She also learned to play cello and speak German, read the original Addams Family comic, and watched the 1960s television adaptation. 89. Ortega called the production of Wednesday's first season her most overwhelming job in 2022, and spoke about being in a constant state of confusion and stress over the direction of the series and character. 90. She said that she had never had to put my foot down on a set in the way that I had to on Wednesday, believing that the initial writing was nonsensical from a character standpoint and did not suit Wednesday's personality. While filming some scenes, Ortega would change her lines without informing the crew. 91-92. Upon Wednesday's release, critics widely praised Ortega's performance. 93-94. CNN said that she sets the series apart from similar spin-offs, being relentlessly strange, a portrait in unblinking intensity and oddly endearing all at once. 95. Wednesday became one of Netflix's most watched shows, receiving over 1 billion viewing hours within a month. 96. Ortega's performance received nominations for a Golden Globe Award and a Screen Actors Guild Award. 97-98. She was also nominated for the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series, becoming the category's second youngest nominee. 99. Journalists have credited the show with garnering Ortega international recognition. 100-101. She later spoke about her discomfort with becoming well known for her work on the show, having had a creatively unpleasant experience filming it. 102. In March 2023, Ortega hosted an episode of NBC's sketch comedy series Saturday Night Live. 103-104. Ortega reprised her role as Tara Carpenter in Scream 6. 105. The film was released in March 2023 and grossed over $169 million on a budget of $33 to $35 million. 106, 107, 108. Deadline Hollywood attributed its box office success partially to Ortega's star power. 109. In a review, Variety's Owen Gleiberman praised her surly spunk. 110. And Slant magazine said she fantastically embodied the role. 111. In November 2023, Ortega exited the Scream franchise after her co-star Melissa Barrera was fired due to her pro-Palestinian comments on the Gaza war. She stated a subsequent film did not appear to be the right move due to the changing cast and crew. 112-113. Earlier reports suggested that Ortega left the franchise because of scheduling conflicts with the filming of Wednesday's second season and an unsuccessful request for seven-figure pay. 114-115. In the crime thriller film Finest Kind, 2023, Ortega played Mabel, a drug dealer's daughter who is seeking her own path in life. 116-117. The film premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival to negative reviews. 118-119. Many journalists said Ortega had been miscast. 120-121-122. Ortega began 2024 with a starring role in the drama Millar's Girl, opposite Martin Freeman. 123. The film tells the story of Cairo Sweet, Ortega, a high schooler whose writing ability captures her teacher's interest, which leads to a complicated relationship between the two. 124. She called her character the most complex character that I've ever played and described the material as risky since she thought it would provoke discussions on topics people may find disturbing. 125. RoachRebert.com's Christy Lemire found Ortega magnetic enough to maintain the viewer's interest, although she thought the character's motives were predictable and illogical. 126. Mark Kennedy of the Associated Press dubbed the film a pointless, awkward turn in her career. 127. Ortega appeared in the romantic drama Winter, Spring, Summer or Fall. 128. Which premiered at the 2024 Tribeca Festival. 129. Director Tiffany Paulson described Ortega as the casting team's first choice for the role of Remy Aguilar, a driven genius who falls in love with a rebellious musician. 130. She later starred in the music video for Sabrina Carpenter's song Taste. 131. 132. Ortega at the Beetlejuice film premiere at the 2024 Venice International Film Festival. Ortega starred in Burton's fantasy film Beetlejuice, 2024, a sequel to Beetlejuice, 1988, 133. 134. Playing Astrid Dietz, the cynical teenage daughter of Lydia Dietz. 135. It opened the 81st Venice International Film Festival and received generally positive reviews. 137 Rolling Stone said Ortega was an unimpeachable casting choice and commended the emotions she conveyed using a world-class deadpan stare. 138 In a more negative review, The Independent stated that she can't help but seem a little bland and straight-laced acting opposite Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. 139 The film has grossed $451 million worldwide. 140 Publications such as Box Office Pro and The Wrap credited Ortega for attracting younger audiences, particularly members of Generation Z. 141 142 In the dark comedy Death of a Unicorn, 2025, Paul Rudd and Ortega starred as a father and daughter who accidentally kill a unicorn, leading to brutal consequences. 143 144 Ortega said she was drawn to the project because of its original and unique script. 9 The film received mixed reviews. 145 Peter Travers of ABC News said Ortega takes this horror comedy into human territory and gives it a beating heart, bringing energy to the story despite its perceived shortcomings. 146 Another review in IGN described her portrayal as a wonderfully lived-in performance of a withdrawn youth, praising her ability to inject great thought and subtext into any scenario. 147 She next featured in Trey Edward Schultz's Hurry Up Tomorrow, co-starring alongside Abel Tesfaye and Barry Keoghan. 148 Ortega played Anima, a troubled young woman who pulls Tesfaye's character into an existential odyssey. 149 The film was panned by critics, but Ortega's performance was generally praised. Clint Worthington of RogerRebert.com felt that she did her best to uplift her half of the movie. 150 While Frank Scheck of The Hollywood Reporter commended her intense energy. 149 IndieWire's Charles Bramesco, however, dismissed her performance as imitative and hollow. 151 Ortega reprised her role as Wednesday in the second season of Wednesday. She became a producer 19, which she described as a natural progression due to the first season's collaborative nature. 152 Though she said her new role made her feel more empowered to speak my mind. Ortega was involved with writing, design, and casting, where she discussed scripts, oversaw prosthetics, and observed auditions and chemistry reads. 9 She stated the experience was a great education where she sought to immerse herself and absorb as much as possible. 153 Upon the season's 2025 release, Ortega's performance continued to receive positive reviews. 154 155 RogerRebert.com described her portrayal as expertly calibrated between menacing and inquisitive. 156 And The Guardian said her charisma could power 1,000 hearses. 157 Upcoming projects. Ortega is slated to star opposite Natalie Portman in The Gallrist, 2026, 158 portray the titular character in Clara and the Sun, directed by Taika Waititi. 159 And appear in J.J. Abrams's The Great Beyond, for which she was given creative control over her character's appearance. 160 Other ventures. Activism and philanthropy. Ortega has used her platform to support various causes. 14 Including Pride Over Prejudice, a dosomething campaign that advocates for immigrants and refugees. 53 The National Bullying Prevention Center, the AIDS Healthcare Foundation, the Gina Davis Institute on Gender in Media. 161 Planned Parenthood, and the Joint United Nations Program on HIV and AIDS. 14 She is pro-immigration and anti-discrimination, telling Teen Vogue, "It's important to embrace your culture today because there are so many different ethnicities in America. At the end of the day, you are you. You've got to stay true to yourself, and you can't change yourself in order to fit in or to make someone else feel comfortable." 162 Ortega is also an advocate for women's rights. 53 In 2016, Ortega organized a meet and greet event for fans to raise money for a young girl with cancer. 163 At the 2018 Radio Disney Music Awards, Ortega wore a jacket displaying the words "I do care and you should too" in response to the clothing First Lady of the United States Melania Trump wore on a visit to see immigrant children who were being housed without their parents. Trump's jacket read, "I really don't care, do you?" 164-165. Ortega's protest gained significant media coverage. 166. She told the Associated Press that Trump's apparel displayed a lack of judgment and as the First Lady, she ought to show concern for migrant children. 167-168. Ortega later said, "We should all care about each other and our country, we are one country under God." 23. In 2019, Ortega appeared at numerous We Day benefit concerts across the US and Canada to raise funds for We Charity. 169. In 2023, Ortega, as part of a group called Artists for Ceasefire, signed a letter urging the United States Congress and President Joe Biden to call for an immediate ceasefire in the Gaza Strip during the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. 171. She later condemned the Tel al-Sultan attack and emphasized the need for a ceasefire. 173. Endorsements. In 2020, Ortega was named a brand ambassador for the cosmetics manufacturer Neutrogena and was the face of its My Quinceañera Journey campaign. 175. In 2023, she became an ambassador for the sportswear company Adidas and the luxury fashion brand Dior. 177. She was the face of Adidas Sportswear, the company's first new line in 50 years. 178. As well as one of the faces of the #DareIncreaseDior campaign. 179. In 2025, she was announced as a global beauty ambassador for Dior. 180. Ortega starred alongside Danny Ramirez, Olivia Negron, and Patricia Macheri in an advertisement for Doritos that aired at the Super Bowl 58 in February 2024. 181. 182. Artistry. Megan Park, who directed Ortega in The Fallout, said that she knows when to give her all and when to hold back while acting, adding that to have that understanding of herself as a performer at such a young age is extremely rare. Tim Burton compared Ortega's acting style to silent film acting, saying she expresses emotion through her eyes without words. 183. Ortega says she tries not to be more prepared than necessary for a scene because you never know what you're going to say next or what your next facial expression is going to be in real life. 177. The Dodge College professor and agent Joe Rosenberg describes Ortega as an actress who has a feel for the right project at the right time and is savvy with her role choices. 184. Ortega feels taking more varied acting roles is important to her to avoid being typecast. She told Entertainment Tonight in 2021 that she did not want to be pigeonholed as an actor 62 and that her desire to accept the most diverse roles possible made the transition to mature roles easier for her. 62. 185. Ortega stated that she looks for projects that will have a forever effect for her, such as The Fallout. 77. She has said she feels most comfortable starring in horror works. 186. Describing such projects as very therapeutic. 2. In 2023, Ortega said she is mindful of not becoming overly associated with violent films and feels very conflicted about her interests, because there is a part of me that always feels like the girl in the Coachella Valley. 6. Media image. Ortega, wearing a gray coat, smiling towards her left. Media publications have described Ortega's style as goth glam. Commenting on Ortega's off-screen persona, Who What Where wrote in 2022 that she is poised, mature, and wise beyond her years while providing an essence of relatability. 187. A 2023 Harper's Bazaar story describes her as quiet and contemplative. 16. While Vanity Fair wrote that she has a black hole persona but is much warmer and more cheerful than you'd expect. 188. Ortega stated that the media's public persona of her is inaccurate and that she can feel incredibly misunderstood. 189 Ortega has been noted for her work in horror and has been described as a horror icon by journalists. 27 191 media publications have dubbed her Gen Z Scream Queen, and the Hollywood Foreign Press Association called her the Scream Queen for the 21st century. 197 Ortega attributes her instinctive scream and really ugly crying face for the positive reception her horror work has received from audiences. 198. In 2018, The Hollywood Reporter named Ortega one of Hollywood's top 30 stars under age 18. 199 The magazine later referred to her as the next big thing in 2022 and the Gen Z obsession in 2024. 88 200 In 2023, Ortega appeared on Variety's Young Hollywood Impact Report, a list of breakthrough performers 201, and the Hollywood Reporter's Power 100, a list of the most powerful women in entertainment. 202 Complex also listed her among the best actors in their 20s. 203 Forbes included her on the 2024 edition of its 30 Under 30 in the Hollywood and Entertainment category. 204 205 Ortega has also been called a style icon by Harper's Bazaar. 206 Her initial red carpet style featured bright colors, patterned clothing, and many accessories. 207 208 Enrique Melendez, her stylist, dressed Ortega in red Valentino and Tom Brown, wanting her wardrobe to be age-appropriate, fashionable, and stylistically interesting. They later tried to move away from the feminine and flirty and frilly style of other Disney actresses. 209 After her role in You, Ortega began wearing heavier makeup and darker clothing. 207 Media publications said her later style borrowed from Wednesday's while incorporating high fashion and described it as goth glam. According to Vogue, her off-screen style has a dark, gothic fashion sensibility. 192 Ortega said that playing Wednesday has changed my taste a lot and she has a hard time getting her off of me, at least clothing-wise. 217 The New York Observer and Harper's Bazaar credited her with popularizing Wednesday core, a high-fashion interpretation of Gothic style. 218 219 In 2025, Ortega cited Suzy Sue as an inspiration for her aesthetic, saying, "I love everything about her and her presence, she's always been quite impactful for me." 220 Ortega is active on Instagram but has described social media overall as being a comparing game and very manipulative. She has said she became fearful of her comments on social media being misinterpreted following the release of Wednesday, since her sarcasm and dry humor are easily misconstrued, adding, "People see your vulnerability and twist it in a way that you don't always expect." 152 221 As a minor, Ortega was sent explicit images of herself that were AI generated, which later led to her deleting her Twitter account. 10 222 Personal life. Ortega stated that she would like to be a private person 10 and not discuss her romantic life publicly, believing that it distracts audiences from her work. She has described the concept of celebrity as absolutely ridiculous. 86 Ortega has said that her friends and family give her a sense of safety that helps her deal with the more challenging parts of her career. She states that growing up in an industry dominated by adults forced her to mature faster than normal. 223 Ortega stated in 2025 that she has anxiety and obsessive compulsive disorder. Gwendoline Christie, born October 28, 1978, is an English actress. She is known for portraying Brienne of Tarth in the HBO fantasy drama series Game of Thrones, 2012 to 2019, and the First Order Stormtrooper Captain Phasma in the films Star Wars: The Force Awakens, 2015, and Star Wars: The Last Jedi, 2017. For the former, she received a nomination for the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series in 2019. Christie has since appeared in the Netflix fantasy series The Sandman and Wednesday, both 2022, and the Apple TV Plus sci-fi thriller series Severance, 2025, for which she received a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Guest Actress in a Drama Series nomination in 2025. Early life. Gwendoline Christie was born in Worthing, West Sussex. 2. She has 2 older half-brothers. 3. Her mother was a housewife, and her father worked in sales and marketing. 4. 5. She grew up in a hamlet near the South Downs. 6. Attending Henfield Primary School and Warden Park Secondary School. 7. As a child she trained as a gymnast but took up acting after a spinal injury at the age of 11. 8. 9. Around 2002, she worked in a boutique in Brighton. 10. After attending Varndene College in Brighton and Hove, she graduated from Drama Centre London in 2005. 11. 6. She was told she would probably never work because she didn't look the same as most actors, due to her unconventionally tall physique, and was even told, well, good luck with that by her agent after stating she would like to work on screen. She was inspired to continue pursuing this goal by Tilda Swinton's performance in Orlando. In a 2017 interview, she recalled thinking, well, she is in a film, she is otherworldly, and is definitely outside the room. I realized that maybe there is a place for me too. 12, 13, 14. Career. Stage actress and early screen career, 2006 to 2011. Christie performing at the London Palladium in 2009. In 2002, Christie's height attracted the attention of photographer Polly Borland, who made Christie the subject of a noted series of photographs, titled Bunny, between 2002 and 2008. 10. According to Christie, she felt then that the photographs in which she appears mostly nude could help her come to terms with her body, and challenge notions of femininity. However, she later said that she was shocked in retrospect that she had agreed to them. 5. Christie's mentor since drama school has been actor and author Simon Callow. 6. Her theatrical career includes a performance as the Queen in Shakespeare's Cymbeline opposite Tom Hiddleston, portraying Mag Wildwood in Breakfast at Tiffany's, and standing out as Lucifer in Marlowe's Dr. Faustus, 2010. 6. 15, 16, 17. On screen, Christie debuted with a 2007 short film titled The Time Surgeon, written and directed by Nathaniel Mellors. In the following years, she continued to appear in his works, such as 7 Ages of Britain Teaser, a short TV film acting as an introduction to the final episode of the documentary series 7 Ages of Britain, and the first 4 films of his Our House series of experimental short films, released between 2010 and 2011 as parts of art exhibitions or in selected public screenings. 18. She was also involved in Our House behind the scenes, acting as associate producer and being credited for casting, costumes, props, and makeup. Meanwhile, she made her feature film debut with a minor role in the Terry Gilliam film The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus in 2009. In 2009 she joined Patrick Wolf in the music video for Damaris. Joining Game of Thrones and Wizards vs Aliens, 2011 to 2015. Christie with her Game of Thrones co-stars Chris Van Houten and Liam Cunningham at San Diego Comic-Con in 2015. In July 2011, Christie was cast as the warrior Brienne of Tarth in the 2nd season of HBO's fantasy TV series Game of Thrones. 19. Her character, an unusually tall, muscular, and plain-looking woman, is a favorite among many readers of the novels, and Christie had been proposed for the role by fans long before auditions took place. 6. Christie said that she could draw on her own experiences of having been bullied for her height and androgynous looks to play the part of Brienne, a role that she was passionate to play after reading the A Song of Ice and Fire novels which the show adapts. 8. To prepare for the auditions, she started wearing unisex clothing to help her get into her character's more masculine mindset, and took up an intensive training regime, gaining over a stone, 6.4 kilograms, of muscle mass. 6. According to series co-writer, producer, and author of the novels, George R.R. Martin, she obtained the role practically without debate after an arresting audition at which she appeared already made up and costumed as Brienne. 20. After being cast in the role, She prepared for it by working out extensively, taking horsemanship, sword fighting, and stage fighting lessons. 21/6/13. Her debut was in the second season's third episode, What Is Dead May Never Die, which aired on April 15, 2012. 21. Her debut performance was well received by critics. Nina Shenrustogi praised her eloquent and economical physical performance, noting that her walk, stance, and mien effectively conveyed Brienne's single-minded devotion to her self-given quest to become a knight. 22/23. For her performance as Brienne in the show's third season, Christie was nominated for the Saturn Award for Best Supporting Actress on Television in 2014. 24. As a part of the cast, she was also nominated for a total of 4 Screen Actors Guild Awards for Outstanding Performance by an Ensemble in a Drama Series. She was not a part of the nominated cast in certain years depending on her number of appearances each season. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. In addition to her role in Game of Thrones, Christie appeared in the British science fantasy series Wizards vs Aliens by Doctor Who writers Russell T Davies and Phil Ford from 2012 to 2013, in the main role of Lexi, the 17-year-old princess of the Necros, the alien species invading Earth. 30. For the role, she wore heavy makeup, although she also appeared with her usual physique as Lucy, the human form of Lexi. 30. She also had a minor role in another Terry Gilliam movie, The Zero Theorem, released in 2013. Star Wars and Top of the Lake, 2015, present. In 2015, Christie played Commander Lime in the 4th installment in the Hunger Games film series, The Hunger Games, Mockingjay, Part 2. Actress Lily Rabe had signed on for the part previously, but had to back out due to scheduling conflicts. 31. The same year, she joined the cast of Swallows and Amazons as Mrs. Blackett, but later dropped out. 32. Also in 2015, Christie co-starred in Star Wars, The Force Awakens, as Captain Phasma, one of the film's supporting antagonists. 33-34. Her performance and the character's design were both praised, but some were critical of her character's relatively small role in the film, particularly proportionate to her prominence in promotional materials. 35-36-37. Gwendoline Christie at the Calgary Comic Expo in 2015. In 2017, Christie had a main role in China Girl, the second season of Top of the Lake, as Miranda Hilmerson, a constable in the Sydney Police Force, and the new partner of the show's main character played by Elizabeth Moss. The character was written especially for Gwendoline by series co-creator Jane Campion, after Christie asked her to be a part of the series. 38. The same year, she reprised her role of Captain Phasma in Star Wars, The Last Jedi, a sequel to The Force Awakens. 39. She would later reprise the role for 3 episodes of the animated series Star Wars Resistance in 2018. 40-41. In 2018, she appeared as the bounty hunter Lady Jane in The Darkest Minds, an adaptation of the book trilogy The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken, as Gwen in the Peter Strickland film In Fabric, and as the Russian caretaker Anna in the Robert Zemeckis film Welcome to Marwen. 42, 43, 44, 45. Game of Thrones concluded in 2019 with its 8th season. For her performance in the final season, Christie received her first Primetime Emmy Award nomination for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series. She also received a second Saturn Award for Best Supporting Actress on Television nomination for her performance in the final 2 seasons. 46, 47, 48. In January 2021, Christie was cast as Lucifer in the Netflix adaptation of The Sandman. 49-50. Christie with her Wednesday co-stars Emma Myers and Jenna Ortega in 2025. In November 2022, Christie played Principal Larissa Weems in the Netflix comedy horror series Wednesday. In January 2024, Christie walked for Maison Margiela during Paris Couture Week, wearing the closing look of the collection. 51. In May of the same year, Christie hosted the Vogue live stream coverage of the Met Gala, alongside Lala Anthony, Ashley Graham, and special correspondent Emma Chamberlain. 52-53. On August 20, 2024, Firaxis Games announced that Christie would be the narrator for their flagship game Civilization VII, which was later released in February 2025. 54. In October 2025, she featured on the track The Good Life by Sleaford Mods with Big Special. 55. Personal life. Christie is 6 feet 3 plus 1/4 in, 1.91 m, tall. 13.5. Her height led to her being bullied when she was younger. 56-57. Since 2014, she has been in a relationship with British fashion designer Giles Deacon. Erica Riki Lindhome, born 1978 or 1979, is an American actress, comedian, and musician. She is best known as a singer and songwriter for the comedy folk duo Garfunkel and Oates with Kate Micucci. After making her television debut in 2002 with minor roles in the series Titus and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, she guest-starred on the WB series Gilmore Girls, 2005 to 2006, the CBS sitcom The Big Bang Theory, 2008, 2017, and the HBO series Enlightened, 2011. She co-created and starred in the Comedy Central period sitcom Another Period, 2015 to 2018, with Natasha Leggero. She voiced the recurring role of Kimberly Harris in the Fox animated sitcom series Duncanville, 2020 to 2022, and in 2022 she starred as Dr. Valerie Kinbot in the Netflix comedy horror series Wednesday. In 2023, she guest-starred in the Disney Plus series The Muppets Mayhem. Lindhome made her feature film debut in the 2004 film $1 Million Baby as Myrtle Fitzgerald, and went on to star in the comedy horror films Hell Baby, 2013, and The Wolf of Snow Hollow, 2020. She also had supporting roles in the films Pulse, 2006, My Best Friend's Girl, 2008, The Last House on the Left and In Powder Blue, 2009, Much Ado About Nothing, 2012, Fun Size, 2012, The Lego Batman Movie, 2017, Under the Silver Lake, 2018, Knives Out, 2019, King Tweety, 2022, and Afraid, 2024. In 2007, she formed Garfunkel and Oates with actress Kate Micucci. They wrote, produced, and starred in an eponymous television series on IFC, which aired for one season in 2014. Their 2016 Vimeo comedy special Garfunkel and Oates, Trying to Be Special, was nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Original Music and Lyrics. Early life. Erica Lindhome too is a native of Coudersport, Pennsylvania, and raised in Portville, New York. 3. She is primarily of Swedish and Norwegian ancestry. 4. Lindhome graduated from Portville High School in 1997. She majored in communications and film at Syracuse University, where she graduated in 2000. 3-5. In 1997, Lindhome won first prize in the JFK Profiles in Courage essay contest awarded by the John F. Kennedy Library in Boston. 6. Her subject was United States Representative Carolyn McCarthy, D. New York, whose outrage at the murder of her husband during the 1993 Long Island Railroad shooting compelled her to challenge and win the seat held by her congressman, who had voted to repeal the federal assault weapons ban. Career. Acting. Lindhome in February 2010. Without an agent, Lindhome started her acting career with a role in a short film Backseat Detour, as a backseat passenger, and as Charlie in the sitcom Titus. In a season 7 episode of the TV series Buffy the Vampire Slayer, she was the crutches using student Cheryl in 2002. In 2003, she joined the Actors Gang and appeared in the play Embedded in 2 roles, a commedia dell'arte of Condoleezza Rice, and a reporter, and was one of 4 actors from the play to be cast in the 2004 Academy Award-winning film $1 Million Baby, where she played Myrtle Fitzgerald, the trailer-living sister of Maggie, the film's lead. 7 Better source needed. Lindhome briefly appeared as a nameless inquisitive student in a season 3 episode of the television series Gilmore Girls in 2002 before later guest starring as calorie counter Juliet on the show's 5th and 6th seasons. 8-9 She also appeared as Janelle in the 2006 techno-horror film Pulse and as a cruel nurse in the 2008 crime drama film Changeling. 10-11 She guest starred on the television series The Big Bang Theory as Ramona Nowitzki, a controlling graduate student obsessed with Sheldon Cooper, in seasons 2, 10, and 11, 2008, 2017. 12 She guest starred in the television series Pushing Daisies as the pie-loving Janine. In 2008, she played Hillary, a devout Christian girl who has a purposely disastrous date with Dane Cook in My Best Friend's Girl, and had a minor role as murder victim Vanessa Holden on the crime drama series Criminal Minds. 13 In 2009, she starred as the vicious, amoral Sadie in The Last House on the Left, a remake of the 1972 horror film of the same name. 14. In 2011, Lindhome was featured alongside Heather Morris, Sofia Vergara, and Ashley Lenzione in Nothing But a Glee Thang, a Glee-themed Funny or Die parody of the Dr. Dre song Nothing But a G Thang. 15 From 2010 to 2013, she developed and hosted the Nerdist podcast Making It with Riki Lindhome, interviewing people in the entertainment industry about their rise to fame. 16-17 From 2011 to 2013, she guest starred as Harper on the HBO television series Enlightened. 18 She played a female version of Conrad, one of Don John's followers with whom he has a steamy relationship in Joss Whedon's Much Ado About Nothing, and appeared as the Galaxy Scout costume-wearing Denise in the 2012 comedy film Fun Size. 19-20 In 2013, she starred in the horror comedy film Hell Baby as Marjorie, the protagonist's Wiccan sister, a role for which she did a full frontal nude scene that attracted attention for being unusually lengthy. 18-21. In 2015, Lindhome and Natasha Leggero created the Comedy Central series Another Period, in which Lindhome also starred as Beatrice Bellecourt. The show, which focuses on the Bellecourts, a fictional aristocratic family living in Newport, Rhode Island at the turn of the 20th century, premiered in June 2015. 22 She had a recurring role on the television series The Muppets in 2015 as Becky, Fozzie Bear's human girlfriend. 23 24 25 Also in 2015, she appeared in a season 2 episode of Fresh Off the Boat as Ariel, a resort masseuse, and Agneta, a Swedish detective in Brooklyn Nine-Nine season 3 episode The Swedes. 26-27 She voiced Poison Ivy in the 2017 animated film The Lego Batman Movie. 28. Riki Lindhome, musician and actress, at the 2024 Edinburgh Festival Fringe in Edinburgh, Scotland. Riki Lindhome at the 2024 Edinburgh Festival Fringe in Edinburgh, Scotland. In 2018, Lindhome guest starred as Shayna, a recovering drug addict, in an episode of the comedy drama television series Kidding, 29 and later in 2018, Lindhome played the actress who has casual sex with the aimless Sam in the neo-noir black comedy Under the Silver Lake. In October 2019, she was featured in Soul Pancake's short documentary film Laughing Matters. 30 The next month, she appeared in the ensemble cast of the 2019 mystery film Knives Out as faithful wife Donna Thrombe. 31 She began starring in the Fox animated sitcom series Duncanville in February 2020, voicing the character Kimberly Harris, the emotional 12-year-old sister of the protagonist, Duncan Harris. 32-33 In October 2020, she starred in the comedy thriller film The Wolf of Snow Hollow, directed by Jim Cummings, as sympathetic yet professional local police officer Julia Robson. 34-35. In 2022, she voiced Royal Assistant Beep Beep in the Warner Brothers animated comedy film King Tweety, and starred as Dr. Valerie Kinbot, Wednesday Addams' strict but understanding court-ordered therapist, in the Netflix comedy horror series Wednesday. 36. In 2023, she guest starred as Justine the Belliever, a fan of Justin Bieber who steals Dr. Teeth's van in Disney's The Muppets Mayhem. In 2024, she appeared as Maud in the horror film Afraid. 3738. Music. Main article, Garfunkel and Oates. Lindhome performing as Garfunkel and Oates with Kate Micucci in 2009. Lindhome performs as Garfunkel in the comedy folk duo Garfunkel and Oates 39 with her friend and fellow songwriter Kate Micucci. 39. Other work. As of November 2021, Lindhome was set to write the script for the upcoming animated musical film Steps. She would also executive produce, and would co-write the lyrics with Micucci. 40. In August 2024, Lindhome premiered a one-woman musical called Dead Inside at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe. 41. She brought the musical to the US and in July 2025 performed it at the Woolly Mammoth Theatre Company in Washington, D.C. 42.